I saw somebody, a totally blind friend of mine, out mowing his lawn one day, and I thought, wow, I guess if he could do it, I could. I was born with congenital cataracts, and they did surgery on one eye, and it didn't work out very well, so the other eye was left alone till I was about 23, and then I had surgery on that eye. Now I have actually more vision than I had when I was growing up. I went to a school for the blind when I was a kid, and they started me out in print, but I couldn't read it very well, so about when I was 6 years old I started learning Braille. But I was 12 before I was given a cane, which is too bad because I have no depth perception. At 12 years old, I really wasn't very interested in using a cane because I didn't want to be different. The early training I had was I would go a block or 2 blocks, cross the street, go another block, but I wasn't required to use a cane, so I really didn't acquire much skill. That was kind of the traditional cane travel training that was done. But when I learned it later, I was expected to do what we now call structured discovery. That is, to go on a route, figure it all out pretty much for yourself, and come back. One of my most meaningful routes was I went to what was downtown Des Moines. They had a store called Yonkers, and I had to go all over the store to buy Girl Scout uniform parts for my travel instructor. That may not sound like a difficult thing, but I had to ask a number of people, where to go to get the next part. And when I got done with that, I thought, I can go anywhere if I can do this. Disability is not my favorite word because it really depends on what you want me to do. If you want me to drive a car, I'm definitely disabled. But if you want me to write something, I'm not. So although I'm technically considered disabled, in many ways I'm not. I personally like the word handicap better because I think, we think of a handicap as something that makes it more difficult to do things, and I think that's more accurate. Some things just are more difficult. I'm not going to play basketball very well. Most people don't really know much about how blind people do things, and so they still have very confused attitudes about blindness. Some people equate it with the dark and are afraid of the dark. We're all kind of afraid of the dark, but blindness is really not like that. I would go crazy if I had to sit around in my apartment all day. That would be the worst, which is one of the reasons that I taught travel, is that I realized how important the ability to get around is for blind people. Well, for anyone, but especially for blind people who may not believe that they can travel by themselves. Mostly we have to be taught to really do that well. I've had enough experience in life that I sort of know what to expect. I know that people's attitudes range from thinking I'm totally helpless to thinking I'm super blind, and I can pretty well roll with those punches now. But I think it's something that most blind people struggle with in their lives, is how to handle all of that and how to not have your own self-esteem destroyed by other people's attitudes. I just try to be happy, enjoy the things that I have in life, and not compare myself with other people. I think it's important to just see the good that's in your life.